Welcome to the Teenish Podcast. Micheal and Eugene want to wish you a prosperous, happy new year. It's 2020, so catch the vision with their new year, new edition of the new Teenish Video Podcast.
Hi, and welcome back to the Teenish Podcast. Micheal, it's felt like forever, but we didn't even take a break.
No, we didn't even take a break, but it really feels like it's been a while.
Yeah, and that's a part of that is because of how Micheal and I, how we record most of our stuff. We like to do it in advance, so we're not like on Thursday night, like, oh my goodness, Micheal, what are we going to talk about? We're doing good. I'm not going to lie. We're doing really good. We're caught up in everything. Yeah,
we're way ahead of y'all.
No, we don't like to be way ahead of anybody. No, I'm just. But Micheal and I, we were having a conversation a couple of days ago, and we were trying to figure out what would be something that we can talk about in the new year, because of course the new year just started. I mean, we're already a month in, and a lot of great things are already happening, especially for our podcast, but just in the world in general. But we were talking about what is something that will benefit teens in this year. And I was like, well, Micheal, you know, it's 2020. So not only are we catching the vision, but it is election year.
Election year. And we're finally able to vote.
Yeah, we are finally able to vote. And I'm excited to be able to cast my vote, to speak my word, to let it known what I believe. And hey, submit my whatever I have to do to let it known, to let it be known. Hey, I will take those necessary steps, Micheal. And now we can legally cast our votes. And I'm excited. You're going to see me when I get a chance to vote 2020, not only the main elections, so we're talking about the presidential, but also our local elections. I think we're due for some local elections. I don't know, but even the midterms, I know the House representatives for our state are due this year. But yeah, I'm excited for this, but it's important for teens, especially us, we're young, to be politically active. And Micheal and I were going to talk about that today. And although we're able to vote because we're 18, some people may not be able to vote. So if you're 17, 16, 15, or even if you just turned 13, you're not able to vote. But there's a lot that you can still do. And that's what Micheal and I are really going to talk about today. But how are you politically active, Micheal? Because you've been 18 longer than I've been 18.
Yeah,
so
I've been trying my best to keep up with politics. You know, you gotta watch all the debates, as many as you possibly can. You gotta know your opinions, or you gotta create your opinions. So how have you been doing?
I've been doing good with being politically active. There's a lot that when we were planning this episode, I was like, wow, I am politically active a lot, although I'm not even 18 yet. But this year, hey, hold up now. For the election, I will be 18. I just want to make that be known, okay? But so my school did an election drive. So I pre-registered to vote at 16 years old, so last year. And I also helped campaign for a local sheriff race, so that I was politically active then. And then also I'm currently campaigning for a candidate for the House of Representatives here in Florida. And so those are some ways that I've been politically active, but I already know that it's going to increase, especially when I get to cast my vote.
I knew as soon as we were going to make this episode that you were going to be way more ahead of where I am.
People say I should run for something. They don't know what.
My mom is a big believer
Proponent,
that you should be president one day.
Yeah, she was like, "Gee, I don't care what you believe. What did she say? Make her my secretary
or something like that.
She whatever it is.
Manager,
yeah, campaign manager. She said whatever. First of all, I'm getting in. But even Ms. Hutton said that I should run for president. Do you remember it? Okay, how about this? What was your first memory of being exposed to politics?
Okay, it was Obama's first election.
Okay, so for me too, because for other people it may be 9/11 or something like that. We were alive. You were alive.
We were alive for Bush and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't even remember.
Yeah, of course you could remember that. But when we got into first grade, when that election came, 2008, Michael, I remember that because I remember seeing. No, I remember the 2000. What was? Didn't he? Okay, the second term of Obama.
2012.
Yeah, the 2012 election. We were in fifth grade then. I remember that because I was on the TV show, or what is it? Our morning announcements.
Morning show.
I was on our morning announcements, and this is what happened. They called me in, I got a phone call. It was like, Eugene, we need you to come down to the studio. And I said, hey, we ain't doing nothing. We're not doing nothing in class. So I'll be there in a second. So, I had to fly down. I had to fly up to DC. So when I flew up to DC, I got flew out to DC. And when I got to DC, they was like, hey, we need you to, we voted earlier. The school voted earlier. You remember the vote?
I remember the vote.
Obama or Mitt Romney. The school voted.
Nobody voted for Mitt Romney. I don't remember one person that voted for Mitt Romney.
Yeah, because we were like, oh, that's the president already. Incumbent. We didn't know what incumbent meant, but we knew that it meant something important. But the whole school voted for Barack Obama. But the thing is, I remember saying, Mitt Romney, way down there, because I was on the green screen. We was official. But
we don't even have a green screen.
We don't need one, Michael. But so I was like, Mitt Romney, way down there. I was short, but I wasn't short. Of course, I was a fifth grade size. All right, so I was down there. I was like Mitt Romney down there, and then I was like, and then the votes for Barack Obama, way up there, above my head. But the school predicted that election.
Hey, okay, so I remember, do you remember both years? Because I remember both voting years.
I remember both years. I remember watching the video of Barack Obama accepting his term, the balloons and stuff like that. I don't know where it was. I was in, first grade? But I remember watching the video when he found out that he won.
Okay, so for his first election, I was actually at a different elementary school. I was actually in Keystone at the time.
Okay.
And McCain won that election at school. Mm-hmm. I was like, who voted for him? Like I remember,
we didn't know what was happening.
I voted for Obama. I was like so confused.
But look, you see how then we didn't know what they were trying to instill in us. They were instilling in us for us to make sure that our voice is heard. And that's why I commend all these elementary schools for trying to let the students understand what politics really is. And although we didn't really go dive into the politics, we were just looking at the person in general. But it's done a lot because think about it. We were in first grade learning about voting and actually being able to participate in voting. Later on in seventh grade, learning about what our vote really means in civics. And then even now as seniors you take Gov, right? Are you taking Gov?
I'm taking Gov, yeah.
This semester or last semester?
I think I don't take it anymore now.
Yeah, you take micro or macro.
Econ.
Yeah, okay, or econ.
This next semester,
Yeah. So I didn't take government because for IB, we don't have to do that. But that's something that Duval County makes sure that we do. And the state of Florida is that seventh grade, we take civics. So that's talking about government. That's the pre-government stuff. And we learned a lot in that. So I
love civics.
You had Mr. Shop, right?
No, I had Layton.
Oh, Ms. Layton. Okay. So I had Ms. Layton in eighth grade.
I had Shop for U.S. history.
Okay, and then I had Ms. Layton for U.S. history. So I had Mr. Salty for that. And then for Gov, how was that class? What did you really learn in that class?
Okay, which is that? That's I
thought you already took. Michael.
I did already take Gov. Okay, so
we're not.
I'm gonna be perfectly transparent with you.
Okay, let's keep going. What, Michael?
It was a computer class, so it
was computer based.
Yeah, it was computer based. So.
Okay. We were just talking about that earlier, Michael.
Yeah,
about something else, but we'll talk about that a little later. But did you all talk about anything about young people being involved in politics in that class?
In Gov?
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, I don't believe we did. We didn't have that many class discussions.
Okay. And so the thing that is posed and the reason why we're doing this is because lately in some elections that or even midterm elections or even local elections, we've seen that the young people, and they categorize young people as 18 to 29, that we're really not showing up to the polls. And it's kind of hard for some people to understand why aren't we? But then on the other end, as teens, we can kind of personally find different options on why aren't we showing up to the polls or why young people are really not. And the first thing that I say is social norms.
Really?
So so not seeing people, like being in an environment where people don't vote. So in your household, or even your friend or your circle that you surround yourself with, seeing them not really caring about politics or
the lack of interest.
Yeah, the lack of interest. So it's like, well, it doesn't matter. Hey, I'm 18 anyway. What they're talking about now is retirement. Although that it's going to affect you sometime. So why not start learning now? Why not? If it doesn't affect you, it'll probably affect somebody that you know, and you have a say in that.
See, now I agree with that, but I also think.
So why even vote, Michael? And so, but the thing is, there's a lot of things happening to make us be able to vote. So the people coming to my school to help us learn about voting, and then to register to vote or to pre-register to vote. To when I turn 18, I'll get something in the mail and it's going to say, hey, you're already registered, but let's just make sure this is the same party that you want to do. This is your same. I don't know if it asks for religious affiliation. I want to say it did, because that's how they find out like the percentage. You know how that's how they do the statistics. And then like, is this your same current address and stuff like that? But showing that there's many options for us to learn how to vote and then to vote. Something good is happening right here. Something good is happening. But one other thing that some people may say is, or young people may say, is it doesn't affect us.
I hate when people say that it doesn't affect us. Like, okay, it affects every single person, no matter what race, what religion, what age you are. You're living in this country, right? You can personally try to stay away from politics and stuff like that in the news and stuff. Doesn't mean it's still not going on.
Yeah, and you're right about that. You are definitely right about that. And just a little bit of information about young people voting and the statistics that have happened in the past that like Gallup poll and other organizations like that on what they have submitted. So Michael and I, we pulled up a little bit about what they said. So they categorize young people as 18 to 29 years old, approximately. The 26th Amendment that actually allowed for, that's something that we learned in civics. We learned all the amendments. But the 26th Amendment actually lowered and kind of opened up the amount of people that can vote. And so it switched it from 21, or was it 22?
It was,
I want to say it from 21.
20. I thought it was 20.
It was 20? I can't remember from class, but
I know it lowered the voting age to 18.
To 18, yeah. And that was 71 or 72-ish that happened.
Yeah, 71.
So, and then also in 2014, 20%, only 20% of those aged 18 to 29 voted. Think about that. 20%. Although they make up over 40% of the population, only 20% of them voted in 2014.
That's so sad.
So that can be local elections or even any national elections that were happening at that time. But the thing is that voter registration is definitely on the rise. Like I said, at my school, and then also different organizations. I know I don't know why it's not clicking to me right now. Andrew Gillum, even him, the Go Blue movement on college campuses and things like that. They're targeting us. They want us to vote because they understand that we are the generation, the future generation, and we need to have a say in what is going to happen in the future. And so they're targeting young people, college campuses. Those are very good places to go, not only to have polling places near college campuses, but to get people voting that are in college. That's the prime market. That's 18 to 24 right there, 22.
And now we're going to talk about some ways that you could become more politically active.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn about the candidates and the issues at hand.
Yeah. And so that's something that I really did in the 2016 election was Michael, you know,
you were all over it, man.
Michael, you know, I went hard on the different platforms of everybody, even down to the main two. Every day, just look at my Facebook. If you were my friend on Facebook at that time, you knew what I believed, and you knew the reasons why I believed what I believed.
Every single day.
Every single thing. And I was 16, 17 years old. 15?
You were 15,
no, 14.
15, 14.
14, because 2002. Yeah. So I was 14, 15 years old. So now imagine me. Ooh, I can't wait to vote. No, just I'm not playing, but I am not playing. But 2 is have a conversation with those that surround you, especially those that are older, those that have vote, those that can vote now. Like even Michael and I just sitting down and having a conversation about politics and just learning how important that is and why that is so important for us to understand why other people want to vote. What do they believe? Why do they believe what they believe?
You know, speaking on that and the 2016 election, like we were just talking about, and I remember you and my mom.
Oh yeah!
Oh my gosh! Always
we used
talking.
to sit down. I used to just go to your house just to talk to your mom, and Michael would just be back in the distance. Just that's my campaign manager, Michael. You gonna hop off my campaign manager? Your mom will be my. I don't know what I'm running for. Apparently, she told me to run for president. So,
anyways,
hop off of my campaign manager. That's all I got to say.
Anyways, back to what we were doing. Intern or volunteer for campaigns.
I do that.
I know you do that,
but not only intern, but let your talent, let your gift use you. So if you know that you're good at making videos, hey, go make a campaign ad. And that's exactly what I did. I let my talent guide me through the way. So if you're what is it called? Graphic designer. If you're a graphic designer, find a campaign, somebody that's running a campaign in your local elections. Talk to them. Try to let your services help both of you all. And hey, help them spread their word. And not only should you try to intern or volunteer for a campaign, like even campaigning, done that several times. I have so many flyers in my garage. You know, the yard signs.
Oh.
Yeah. They're hidden in my garage, but yeah, if you go searching, they're in there. But also, you should take classes dedicated to government. Now, we were already required for most students to take these classes, but even go in there even more. Join your student government association at your high school. That's something that I have at my school. I know you have that at your school, Michael. And then even get involved with talking about politics with your friends. That's something that I do a lot.
Yeah.
And some people say, well, I don't want to talk about politics. It's too confrontational, or
it can be confrontational, but that's also a thing if whether you make it confrontational or not.
Understood. Yep. Understood. Because even if you have a disagreement with somebody, I mean, of course you can just disagree to disagree.
Agree to disagree. There's a rude and a polite way to agree or disagree with things.
And I don't know if there's anything that we disagree with politics.
I don't know. We're pretty one and the same when it comes to politics.
Or what is it? Same, equally yoked.
Yeah.
When it comes to politics,
I might be a little more on the I don't know. I don't want to discuss it right now, but there is one thing that I think we might differ on.
Okay, we're going to talk about that when we get done recording. Okay. But I just want to shout out my SGA president, Jessica Reynosa. She's done an amazing job at our school. And she doesn't know it yet, or she may not know it yet, but she is definitely involved in politics. And so seeing her, she's running our school. She got us to the T. We know what's happening, even what's happening, when it's happening, why it's happening. And then even our senior senior vice president, our senior staff, our junior staff, they understand the way that the bylaws of the school works. They understand, even think about it. Now, if you're able to help a school run efficiently, coordinate events and stuff like that, activities, think about it when we get into the real world. Think about it when we're actually president. When you have a president that is your age, that's going to feel weird, Michael.
Yeah, when you know, leaders.
Yeah. Look at us. This is a generation of leaders. What they call us boomers or Gen X. So whatever they call us.
Gen Z, I think.
Yeah,
or
Gen Z.
Y.
Yeah, Y.
Gen something or another.
Yeah. But whatever it is, we know that we have a lot in store for this country. And we're going to be the people that do it because we are the leading generation. What is a generation? 10 years?
I think it's every 10 years.
Every 10 years. So, yeah.
Maybe.
So we got this and we're going to stay strong. So the future president could be listening to this. The future congressman of somewhere could be listening. Okay. Congressman of a city, right?
Yeah, I think it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, something
okay,
like that.
and then... Y'all didn't catch me there. You could be a future senator of the state of Florida.
That's what I was thinking.
You can be a governor. We don't know who is listening, watching us right now, Michael. And just to think about it, you can be sitting right next to our future president right now, Michael.
I hope I am.
And I could be sitting right next to my future president.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay, vice president. Michael, let's run. Let's run for election one year.
Let's do it.
Okay, and your mom will be right there behind us.
Whew, that's gonna be rough.
But we thank you all so much for listening and watching this episode. If you did not know just yet, I'm telling you right now that Michael and you can now watch us on YouTube, the Teenish Podcast. Just go on YouTube. You can find us on there. And we are now releasing video podcast episodes. So not only can you listen to us, you can watch us, you can see us, and you can catch the 2020 vision with us. If you need to contact us, you can contact us on social media, Facebook or Instagram. Or you can email us at thehost@theteenishpodcast.com. Have a nice one and make sure you do something good to somebody.
Bye.
Yep. Bye.